Alright, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kudash. Double honors to apostles and elders of GMS, to the elect doing the works of sincerity and the truth, shalawam. GMS precepts, Nazar Chud here. And real quick, I got an article I want to go into. Um, this is from India, of Times of India, right? I guess this is an Indian news article, and it says U.S. commander, right? It says China is fast becoming more aggressive in the region, right? So you've got I'm gonna just go. Let's just go into this article here. It says China is rapidly becoming more aggressive in its rhetoric and actions across Asia. So you're going to see a lot of nations become more aggressive, or you should. Well, nations are becoming more aggressive as we get closer and closer to World War III. You see a lot of skirmishes and tension between nations and governments, right? And I mean, this is, I mean, every time I speak, or every time a prophet goes into scriptures, or goes into prophecy, Matthew 24, it seems like is gonna come out, you know, because it's relevant right now, you know, right? And signs. Why? Because look, as you can see in the heading, it says signs of Yahawashi's return. I hate saying that name, but this is what we got to look out for. We got to look out for the signs of the Lord's return. And one of those signs is the tensions going on between nations, right? Let me just go to the point, right? Verse 24 and 7. Really 24 and 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So this is what we're going to hear. We're going to hear wars and rumors of wars, right? Which we see on a daily now, right? We actually see wars going on, and we see rumors of wars, right? The Ukraine and Russia have been going at it for years now, right? I'd say 2 years. Also, you have the U.S. giving 60, or promising 60 billion more dollars to the effort to Ukraine to help fund their war with Russia, right? And then you got the obvious war, going on with Israel and Iran. And, they're bombing Syria, which are Iranian sites. So it's all war. It's war everywhere, right? For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places, right? So this is prophecy, man, right? You're gonna see tension. You're gonna see, like, this scripture, or this article is speaking about how China is becoming more and more aggressive in the region, and this article is gonna detail why, right? It says China is rapidly becoming more aggressive in its rhetoric and actions across Asia. The outgoing head of U.S. Indo-Pacific Command said, excuse me, as Beijing turned up the heat on Washington just before Secretary of State Tony Blinken heads to the country for a high-stakes visit. Yeah, so in a few days, Secretary of State Tony Blinken is supposed to go visit the country to speak about how they can mend their relationship, because the relations between China and the U.S. are not so good right now, right? We all need to understand that it is moving very fast, blah, 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 right? It says the buildup of military power despite a bad economy, the increased narrative of all things inside the 10 line, our Chinese sovereign territory, then the actions that are going toward enforcement. His comments came as the U.S. seeks to build up a network of relationships with partners across the region to counter China. So look, yeah, a move that has been condemned by Beijing. Of course it would, right? So look how much of a devil the America, or Babylon, is, right? They're getting ready to meet with China in a few days, but before they meet up, it says U.S. seeks to build a network of relationships with partners across the region to counter China. So they're going around in the region of China to find allies to come against China. Of course, China is going to have an issue with that, right? At the same time, Blinken is set to use his first trip to China since mid 23 to convey U.S. concerns about Chinese companies providing support to Russia's war machine. You see, so that's the issue America has, right? China is providing, so it says, providing support to Russia's war machine and seek to avoid derailing Washington's ties with Beijing. Well, sorry to burst your bubble. Your ties are going to be destroyed, right? Your ties with China are going to derail, and it's gonna usher in a third woe. That third woe has to happen. Okay. It says in a foreign ministry statement said Tuesday, China launched its hardest attack to date on U.S. complaints about industrial overcapacity, signaling Blinken may be in for some difficult conversations during his visit. So they gonna go at it. Oh, Wednesday. So it says the visit runs from Wednesday to Friday. So Wednesday tomorrow. So they're gonna be there tomorrow to talk with China. Tensions have grown around the second time where Philippines. There was a part in here I wanted to read. He also criticized China for an increasingly aggressive campaign plan of coercion and pressure around Taiwan. Yeah, so that's another issue happening, right? China, it feels like any day now they're gonna go into Taiwan and take it over, which Taiwan is a ally of America, right? Including increased maritime patrols and continued crossing of a central line meant to prevent miscalculations. Blinken is also likely to reiterate U.S. support for Taiwan before Lei Ching-te's inauguration as president in May, which could prompt a response from Beijing. So, yeah, this tension. This is something to watch. So this is one of many situations to watch, right? But I'll bring this article out, but I want to bring another point out, which all this tension going on around the world, right? All these wars and rumors of wars pursuant to Matthew 24. That proves that the 48ers over there, those aren't the people, right? Because scripture says once the original inhabitants return to the land, all that war is going to cease. It's going to stop. But it hasn't stopped. Ever since the 48ers been in that land, it's been increasing. And tensions in the region and between countries have not stopped. It's just gotten worse, right? So this is Isaiah the second chapter. Also, the person, the original inhabitants aren't going to return to the land by way of a piece of paper, Balfour Declaration. They're going to obtain that land physically, right? The Lord is going to bring us to the land. Isaiah 11. It says, this is Isaiah 2. I started at 1. It said, the word of Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days, right? In the last days, that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow onto it, right? So basically it's saying the nation of Israel, the Lord's house, right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be that top nation, right? That top government, right? When it speaks about mountain, it's speaking about a government, right? And it says all nations shall flow onto it, right? If you go into Isaiah 60, it goes into how all nations are going to serve Israel and pay tribute to them, right? It says, and many people shall go and say, come, yea, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the Most High of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth a law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So you don't see that happening now, right? We're not. The world isn't going to the land of Israel to learn their ways, right? You still got all these other different religions and sects and heathenistic ways that other nations want to continue doing. Not every, all nations aren't following the nation the 48ers right now, right? And it says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares. Here's a point here. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So they're gonna right now you got nations that are putting majority of their money, their GDP, into their military, right? And they're all prepping for what? They're all prepping for a big war. This is why you see tensions within the nations, right? It's saying China is becoming more aggressive in the region. If the 48ers were truly the people, you wouldn't see that happening. You would see nations not going to war. You see? So this cancels out the 48ers being the people, because if they were the people, when did this prophecy take place? A lot of things have to happen before the people, the true people, return to the land, which didn't happen yet. Okay? You see a lot of tension. So, and then, I was looking at other articles. I'll bring this up also before I close out. You got a lot of issues. You got a lot of uproars of the people, right? This is the Wall Street Journal. Colleagues or colleges struggle to contain intensifying pro-Palestine protests. Colombia, I believe this is Colombia. Look at all these pro-Palestine people, right? Look, and you even got some of them, the 48ers over there, agreeing with them, like, yeah, my people's violent, right? Colombia moves classes online. Police arrest dozens at Yale and Harvard. Harvard Yard is closed to public until Friday. So now they're moving to online classes because the tensions are getting bad over there. Columbia says classes will be hybrid until semester ends amid protests. Right? NYU pro-Palestine protests in chaos as cops make arrests in clear tents hours after Columbia shut down classes. So this is again more prophecy. Look at that, must be stopped. It speaks about uproars of the people, and we're seeing it. Okay, last week or this past weekend at camp, we saw tensions. We saw tensions. We saw a pro-Palestine march, right? So things are intensifying, man. And this all proves this all proves what time we're in. I'm gonna close out on this scripture, Habakkuk, the second chapter. It says, Habakkuk 2:2, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And what is that vision? That vision is the prophecies, right? That vision is the prophecies, right? Tensions in China, tensions between nations, right? What is that vision? That vision is prophecy, right? You got uproars of the people, right? You see, you have all these other nations against the small hats. Well, I'm at Habakkuk, right? It says, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So these tensions that's going on all around the world, it's gonna lead to the third woe. That third woe has to take place. All right, and according to prophecy, it will take place, and we're quickly approaching that. All right, so, all right, I'll leave it at that. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. Until the next show, shalawam.